Okay, hi guys, my name is Shelby, and welcome to Voice for the Vanished.
Well, how can I forget you, girl, when there is always something there to remind me?
Hey guys, so there's kind of a lot of commotion in my house right now. Hopefully, you guys can't hear it. I'm doing my best at getting away from it, but it's a little bit impossible. So, hopefully, you can hear me and you aren't too distracted by background sounds. So, this is another older case. I've only done one other one that was years and years old, which was Simone Ridinger. I still don't really know how to say her name. I've actually done two videos on Simone, one that was a possible update. And if you guys are wondering what came from that, not much. The detective hasn't called me back, but I have reached out to him again. I called him today just to see if there were any updates, but I got his message again. And hopefully he just calls me back and lets me know. I feel very close to that case. And I know I don't want to be a bother to him, but I just want to know if anything came out of that for my own, you know, reasons. I feel very close to the Simone case, and I think about that case a lot, and the fact that there are no updates because it is so old really upsets me. And yeah, so if you guys haven't watched those videos, uh, just I'll put them in the iCard right now. There are 100% less details in this case than in the Simone case, and I searched the web for hours and hours. I went through way back websites, could not find anything there. I went through every single article I could find. I went through Facebook pages and Facebook posts and Instagram posts and Twitter tweets and Web Sleuth, Reddit. I went through things for hours looking for information on Mary Jill Adams, sorry, Mary Jill Adams, and I could not find more information than what I'm about to give you guys. And it really breaks my heart. I mean, it is from 1986. But something else you have to do in cases like this is look through Jane Doe's and try and see if any of them match her description. And I actually searched again for hours through pages and pages of Jane Doe descriptions. And I found one that I think could possibly be her, but because it is so old and DNA from this Jane Doe, as well as from Mary Jill Adams, is almost completely unavailable, and it's just heartbreaking. I'm going to explain everything to you guys, so let's get started. Again, this is Mary Jill Adams. She was born on August 2nd, 1946. So then, when it comes to her height, it's kind of listed as a couple different things online, and a lot of people think that it was incorrect, as we don't know who reported her missing and gave these measurements, but they list her as about 4'11", and some list her as about 5', 5'2", and I'm not sure if this is correct. Someone on Web Sleuths, actually, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's a page for amateur detectives who solve cases, basically. And there's been many cases where they actually ended up solving cases. And so I very much trust people on Web Sleuth. And a lot of them do think that her height is incorrect just by her other measurements and other descriptions that people gave to her at the time. They never would classify her as that short, but again, there's no way to know, and that's going to be the one thing that kind of kicks our Jane Doe in the butt and makes us think it's not her. But considering the fact that this is so old, we don't know if that is completely correct. Yeah, sorry about that. She was around 100 pounds. They list her as about 105 to 107. And the issue here is that dental records are not available, which hurts the case so much because no matter how old a case gets or whatever happens to a body, dental records are the number one way to identify a person. And it's terrible because her fingerprints or dental records aren't available. It's just heartbreaking. Her eye color was blue, but like a dark blue, and she had Harley Davidson wings on her abdomen. Again, we don't know who reported her missing. We don't know if they are completely positive about where her tattoos were located, but they classify them as on her abdomen, Harley Davidson wings. Just take that with a grain of salt. Remember that. So DNA, fingerprints, and dentals are not available, which it just kills this case and it hurts me so bad, and also makes me skeptical about who reported her missing and how well they know all this information. And as well as clothing, jewelry, and personal items go, there is absolutely zero information. The sketchiest part about this case is that Mary was last seen on April 18th, 1986 in West Hollywood. Nothing sketchy about that. She had just been released from jail in Santa Ana, California on that day of April 18th and never contacted her family, never reached out to anyone. She literally was released from prison and went missing. If that doesn't sound familiar, maybe you're not a crime junkie, but this has happened many times. I'm sure if you're a crime junkie, you know about the Matrice case. I was reading through this and I almost cried. The amount of people this has happened to, where police release people from custody and they go missing, is heartbreaking and so freaking sketchy. I don't think the same thing happened to Mary and Matrice. I think they're two very different things, but it's too common. So that is about all the information I have on Mary Jill Adams, which is insane. I know. I'm sorry. I looked for hours for more information, but I could not find anything. Now let's get to this Jane Doe that I and a couple people on Web Sleuth think it's possible that it could be Mary Jill, but again, with no DNA, no dentals, no fingerprints, it's impossible to identify her. So first, I'm gonna tell you about this Jane Doe. As of now, they are two different people, and then I'm gonna get into some of the similarities. So this is our Jane Doe. She is female, and they believe she is white. She was an adult, but about pre-40-ish range. The estimated year of death was 1988, and she was found in Riverside County, California, which is not far from Los Angeles. And her body was discovered on December 26th, 1988. So they describe her hair as red or auburn, and her hair was about 8 to 10 inches long. So she was found in an alleyway near 4th Street in Paris, California, which is a city in Riverside County. She had brown or auburn hair and possibly blue or green eyes, but they could not tell. Some websites actually describe them as unknown. They believe that she was around 5'8", possibly 5'9", but again, it is hard to tell, and her weight was around 105 pounds, but again, was hard to tell. She had a series of tattoos on her body. On her right shoulder, there was a horse head that turned into a flower. On the left shoulder area is a depiction of Harley Davidson eagle, so Harley Davidson wings, with the name John underneath. On the right side of her pubic area, she had a rose with leaves and the name Stony underneath, and she had pierced ears. At the time, she was wearing blue denim pants and white cotton underpants. No top was found, and no identification or personal items were located. The woman was placed into a dumpster and set afire, and she was found the following day with partial charring to her body, and her death was obviously a homicide. So a lot of details of her are changed because she was set afire. She was burned and charred very, very terribly, and our Jane Doe is unidentifiable because of that, but her distinguishing tattoos should make her identifiable, and that's why I think this case is so sketchy, because our Jane Doe was found so close to where Mary Jill Adams went missing, and If you look at them side by side, especially the black and white version of Mary Jill Adams photo, they do look very similar, especially because Mary's hair was naturally auburn. And it's possible that someone just got the Harley Davidson wings in the wrong place. And in those 2 years where she never contacted her family, she could have been out on the streets doing other things, getting more tattoos. Again, we don't know who put out this description of her. We don't know who classified her missing and gave them the description that they were on her abdomen. It is possible they were on her shoulder. Yes. Is it possible they were on her abdomen and our Jane Doe isn't Mary? Yes. But these are still two missing people. One whose body is found and needs to reclaim her name, and one who is missing and doesn't have a body. They're two different people, I guess, as of now. But I definitely want to put this video together this way because it is possible that they're the same person. It is possible that our Jane Doe is Mary Jill Adams. I'm sorry if this video was a little all over the place. I've re-recorded different parts a bunch of times. My head is pounding. Um, I don't really know how to go about Jane Doe and missing person cases, and I'm still learning this whole process. Please be gentle with me. Give me, give me constructive criticism in a nice way, please. I'm sensitive. No. If you wanna help me out by giving me creative, constructive criticism, I would really, really appreciate it. Just don't be mean about it, because I am trying my best, and I know I'm still learning, and I know I don't always do it the best, because I'm just beginning. It's all new to me. So thank you guys so much for listening to Mary's story and Jane Doe's story. Uh, it means a lot to me. And if you know something, say something as always. If you don't feel comfortable saying something, you can always call Crime Stoppers and remain 100% anonymous. They won't ask you your name, your information. They won't track you. It is very safe. And if you know something, please, please say something about either of these cases, considering the fact that they are considered two different cases as of now. If you guys could, please, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I would love to keep making cases like these forever. And I can do that if you guys subscribe. So thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.